every day. But you'll see rhinos all around my house, up on the fireplace, every mantelpiece, on all my shirts. Half my underwear have them. You can't see those. But you know what? If all you see is rhinos, you can't walk around and be a cow, right? So anyway, I don't want to get too long on this, but when people try to take your opportunity, just imagine it, they're just kicking your family in the face. You don't quit because of them. You work harder because of them. My own brother told me the first time I got in networking, I was stupid. And I needed to get a real job with benefits and quit worrying my mom. And for about 5 seconds, I felt myself inside start to like crumble. And then I remembered all the things I wanted, right? And I didn't body slam my brother, literally. But in my mind, I snapped him like a twig. And I said to myself, when I get my first $10,000 check, he was my banker because he's been a banker for 30 years. I said, I'll be sending it to him. And guess what? When I sent him my first 10 grand check, he joined. Yeah, he never bought anybody. Hey, I love my brother. He will kill this business one day. And that's why I don't body slam him. I've been introducing him to all of you guys. He'd be really good at this. But he was my motivation at first. If your family doesn't want you to do this or your friends make fun of you, you just need to know you're doing the right thing, right? If you're not doing big things, people don't poke at you or try to stop it. So when I met these guys, when Chris came over that night and I heard his story, you know, in the other company I was in, people like Chris, they walked around with big Rolexes and diamonds, and they didn't talk to people much because they were important men, right? Not all of them. There were some good ones, but there was an awful lot of important people, right? I didn't talk to them anymore. Once I became important in that company, I just kind of blew them off. But in this company, I haven't found one of those. They're talking, Chris Estes comes up, he's just like, you wouldn't even know. One of my friends went to hear him speak, met him outside, talked to him for a few minutes, didn't even know that was who he was, went inside and said, oh my God, that's Chris Estes, right? Because he's a regular guy. He doesn't want to be important. He wants you to have what he has. And when Brandon came to me, guys, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell one more thing and I'm done. Brandon bought a house recently. And I went over, him and Jessica were showing me and Carolina around and saying, we're going to fix this and change that and do this and do that. And I'm like, man, this is awesome. And I remember buying my first house. And he said, and then we're going to buy us a lot somewhere. And I said, a lot? You just bought a house. And he said, oh, I didn't buy this house for me. This is for my mom. Guys, I felt every hair on my body stood up. And I'm like, oh my God. My biggest thing I ever said in networking was I wanted to make enough money to buy my mom and dad a house. Well, they didn't make it long enough. That company didn't make it long enough for me to do that. But you know what? I can do it for my kids and my wife now because I'll quit. Like they said today, when I quit, you'll see me being buried. You'll see a rhino horn sticking out of the ground. So, thank you.
You see why they call him the Rhino? I mean, do you see value in being connected with someone like Scott Harris? I mean, would that be valuable for you? That story, right? CEO, see, anybody can do it. Snot-nosed kid, CEO, everybody in between. We got people from every walk of life, and you're seeing that tonight. Next up, we got to get this moving because we got something special to do before the sun goes down, and we got Brian Hochsteller from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Brian Hochsteller. Brian's been a good friend of mine, one of my best friends since high school, and we really reconnected in a big way through this business, so it's good to be able to do business with your friends, isn't it? And so Brian is an incredible guy. He's a gold, going diamond, and so Brian, maybe share why Zija and what freedom means to you.
Thank you, and just so you know, I'm the biggest guy in the room, and I'm also a big baby, so I might cry too. So, but anyways, Brandon is obviously my sponsor. And one thing I want to hit on real quick before I get really going is that Scott just hit on a really good point. I've been in this company longer than anybody here except for Chris Estes and Brandon Hayes. And I want y'all to understand what a privilege it is to have this man sitting here right now.
Absolutely.
There's people that'll join this company today that may not do anything, may not take any action. They'll never get to meet Chris. They'll get to watch his videos. They'll get to hear about him. But to have this intimate one-on-one time with a man like Chris, you can't put a price on it. So events like today, you know, Greg Bibb was in the room. How many people got to sit down and spend time with Greg Bibb and Robbie Davis? Soak it up every chance you get. Learn from these people because they know what they're doing. And I love it that, you know, they don't even care to smack someone like me around from time to time. Jason Kellner, I was talking to Lydia in a car a couple months ago. She didn't even know who Jason Kellner was. And I said, you don't know who Jason Kellner is? I said, he's the man. He's the one that got me excited. And he's not even excited. but he's one of the main reasons I'm still here. So just make sure you're soaking it up from people. For me, I brought a silly item because I learned from this item. I brought a golf ball. Symbolizes freedom to me for a couple of reasons. One, I am psychologically unemployable. And I love the fact that I can go play golf when I want to go play golf. Sometimes with who I choose to, because most of my friends have jobs and they can't go, so I'm trying to get this guy to play. And what he said to me the other day is what made me think about this golf ball, is that golf is a game of inches. There's so many little things that you have to do to be good at golf. I suck at golf. I am horrible at golf. But I do it because I can get better. I can do little things every day, make corrections, and get better. I can do the things that are going to set me up, and someday I might be okay. And being okay is okay. If you're an average golfer, you're going to enjoy yourself. But little adjustments. You know, Brandon said, you know, well, man, you got to put your feet this way, and you got to swing the club this way, and you got to face this direction, and then you got to hit it the right strength, and it's just impossible. I can't do it. And I said, well, lucky for you, you're good at Zija, so you don't have to be good at golf. And we can spend all the time you want to teaching you, and we'll figure this thing out. But I just love being able to, you know, spend time with people I care about, helping people. I love everybody in this room. Dave and Devin, and Amanda, flying across the country from California, that's big. I mean, that's big. And I've seen a lot of presentations, and this one was the best one I've ever seen today. I've seen John C. Maxwell 3 times, and Darren Hardy blew John C. Maxwell out of the water. I got more out of today's event than I have any event ever, and that's how it should be every time, though. Every event, the next event, you should get more out of that than you did the last one, because you should be better, and you should be able to take in more than you did from that last event. So, I just, like I said, once again, I love spending time with everybody. Everybody's a big family, and that's what freedom means to me, is just being able to spend the time you want to spend with who you want to spend it with, and not let anybody tell you what to do. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. All right, so are you guys getting value from these stories?
Absolutely.
Is this valuable for you? We can wrap up and go home. We need to. Everybody jacked out of their mind?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just checking. All right, we got one last award. This is the last one, right? Yeah, this is one last award for a member of the Inner Circle. And this is somebody that has done some phenomenal things in this business, guys. Most of you have been touched by this couple. This is a tandem couple, and they've made some sacrifices over the years. They've done some things to help a lot of you that are here today, right? They're being personally mentored by none other than Chris Estes. That's pretty cool, right? If you guys agree that's pretty cool, being mentored by the number one incomer in the United States. These guys have vision, they're focused, and they're going diamond this year. Not next year, this year, right? Watch them walk across stage this year as a diamond, right? And I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but of course you guys know who I'm talking about. This is Dan and Charity Schaefer from Colorado Springs. You guys just kind of share, what freedom means to you, why Zija, and then whatever else is on your mind.
Thanks, Brandon, for having us here. Thanks, Scott, for opening up your house, and Chris, thanks for putting on the event here in Bowling Green. It was truly eye-opening, life-changing. I hope for everybody here. There was a lot to take in, and I hope it made you think. I know it made me think. It's on my phone here for me. What it is, my item is a note my daughter wrote, my oldest. I said, I'll just read it to you because nobody's got that great a vision, right? I love you, Dad. I wish you can come out of work so you can come home and we can have fun and clean. Okay, that's an 8-year-old for you. But I kept that as a reminder for me, just because. I realized we've been in this business for 3 years, but we haven't been doing the business consistently for 3 years, okay? And the point I want you guys to take from this event is obviously compound your momentum. But guys, don't learn from everybody here. Don't do it slow, because you're gonna make those sacrifices. You're gonna, my kids, my daughter, for us, you know, we've sacrificed things in those first 2 years, and I'm not saying we haven't got anywhere, but what I'm saying is that we could have got much further if we would have stayed consistent and done it fast. So make the decision, jump all in, and go fast with this, because that's what's going to get you the results that you're dreaming about, that you want. Just decide that you can have it, because it is. I mean, it's tangible. It's right here in front of you. You got all these leaders. You know, right now you're sitting in a house, right? This could be your house, right? Scott's wife, she drew it up, this backyard here. I mean, let her draw up your plan or something. I don't know, but to get some vision going, decide, jump in, and do it fast. Okay, be quick to recover. Be quick to fix the mistakes that you're doing. Don't be scared, because the minute that you do that, your business is going to change. You're going to be able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish.
I also want to thank you, Brandon and Jessica, of course, for putting this all together. We appreciate you guys so much. And of course, everybody give a big hand to Brandon Hayes, who just recently hit double diamond. We appreciate him so much. He's had a huge impact on our family. And then Chris being here, we thank you so much for the compound effect. This has been phenomenal. And then, of course, Scott for opening up your home to all of us. We really appreciate it. You know, Brandon texted us when we were on the road. He said, bring something that signifies freedom to you. And we were in Nebraska. I was like, well, they're in the back seat. They didn't make it, but they're in Illinois enjoying some time with their grandparents. And of course, that's the reason why we built our business, because, you know, we were working paycheck to paycheck. You know, there's always too much month at the end of the money, and we wanted some freedom. We wanted some time, right, Chris? We wanted to be able to spend some time with them, to invest time in them, and to show them what life's all about. But I wrote down a few notes here, because if anybody knows me, I'm kind of all over the place a lot of times, because I get really excited and I have ADD. But anyway, really honestly, you know, Devin said something in the beginning. She said, you know, I didn't start out to get started, but then I got started with a builder too. Brandon did the same thing to me. We didn't start out to get started. Dan didn't even know what was happening to him. But, you know, of course, my reason why really ultimately, of course, is for lifestyle and to help my children and to give them, to leave a legacy for them. I want to be able to do that for them. I really do. Beck and Addison, they mean so much to me. You know, they say if your reason why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. But also, you know, over time, and of course it didn't start out this way, but honestly over time, you know, as I've learned a little bit, and as I've got to know each of you, and as I'm learning and getting to know new people and things like that, you know, this has run much deeper for me now. It's more about, you know, that we have the solution that people are, and I really mean this, you know, we have the solution that people are looking for. You know, people are on their knees at night, they're praying for something. It may be something from a financial standpoint, or it may be something from a health standpoint, but now I have something that I can share with them, you know? And so, I mean, that's also part of the reason, and that's not a tangible piece of paper or anything like that. That's just part of why that I do what I do. That's why I get up in the morning and I stay up late. It's because a lot of the people that are, well, all of the people in the room here, you know, I'm committed to and I want to help. You know, we're committed to all of you, and, you know, we're going to help sacrifice. And, you know, Jim Rohn says, you know, if you take one step, we'll take 10 steps. That's what Dan and I and Brandon and all of the leaders in the room have showed a lot of you that we're committed to doing. We will do that, you know. You know, and so I know that a lot of people, well, not a lot, if not all of you, have had a lot of momentum here lately. Okay, and of course the topic of this weekend, Chris, has been compound your momentum. There's been a lot of rank advancements. It's been crazy. It's been fun. It's been exciting. And I was talking to another leader, and I said, man, you know, it's amazing. And of course, she had just ranked a huge rank too. Her and her team, they've had a ton of success. And she said, you know, it's almost like a Zisha hangover, like afterwards, because you've had so much momentum. You're grinding out. You're pumping. You're pumping. You're pumping. Of course, you're not at your end result yet. I know there's a lot, if not all of you are in that position. Guys, we've been there too. I know Brandon's been there as well. I know Chris has probably been there as well. But here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. Keep going. Keep pumping. Keep looking at what and why you're doing this. Okay? Reach deep. Okay? Because we're not done yet. There's somebody out there still praying for this, you know, that we have. There's people in your organization yet that you haven't touched. You know, we haven't helped everybody yet. Our work is not done yet, Lisa, right? So what I'm going to encourage, you know, what I want to do is, and I know Dan does too, is we want to breathe life into you, and we want to, you know, encourage you to go back to wherever you know, we're from all over the country, which is super cool, right, Brandon? We're from all over the country. Go back to wherever you are, breathe life in. We've been equipped, okay? Chris has done a great job. He brought in Darren Hardy and Derek Anderson, okay? We've been equipped with inspiration. He's breathed life into us. Now it's our responsibility, Crystal, to go back and to breathe life into the other people, right? Okay, so anyway, I get rambling, like I said, ADD. But that's what I'm really passionate about. It really is truly about just helping other people get to where they want to be, Ashley. You know, helping you be able to stay home with your 2 little babies. I'm passionate about that. I'm committed to each and every one of you. I love you very much. And Brandon, I thank you, and I hope that that's what you wanted me to talk about also.
Powerful. Is that valuable? It's powerful stuff, right? You know what the last 3 awards that we're giving out, you know what they all have in common? They'll all be diamond this conference, right? That's what they all have in common. You know why? You know why? Because they're focused, because they've got vision, and because they're working freaking hard, right? They're in the trenches, and they're doing it with all of you guys, right? They have proven that they're here to, they want you guys to succeed, right? That's why they're going diamond. That's why they will be diamond at conference, because they're working freaking hard. There's no secrets, guys. But Scott wanted to come up for just a couple of quick minutes, and as soon as, while he's doing that, you guys get in mind, while we still have a little bit of sunlight, I want to get a group picture here under the banner. We paid some money for that banner, and we haven't really used it much, so I want to get some use out of it. And so, as soon as he's done, if everybody could just move up right here, shortest in the front, tallest in the back right, and then we'll get a quick pic, okay? Scott Harris.
I'm going to make this really quick, guys. I kind of thought my wife was going to say something a minute ago after I did, and I was going to end it with this. You know, everybody's got a spouse or may have a spouse one day, and it's kind of tough if your spouse doesn't support you. You know, my wife's always been supportive of whatever I want to do. But 2 things I wanted to touch on. Number 1, when she came here from Venezuela, guys, she couldn't speak a word of English or read a word of English. Right? She was an architect in her own country, but she moved here for opportunity. Right? And there's people born here laying around on the couch getting fatter and fatter that won't get up and do anything, and people are moving here from other countries because they want it. She couldn't read or speak a word of English, and she had to walk miles every day to a place where she went to take English classes while she worked at factories and restaurants just to be able to come here and get an opportunity. And we got something like Zija right here, and all we got to do is go out and tell people about it. The other thing I wanted to say is I know everybody's got a chicken list, guys. Everybody that you know that's high up in a company or that's a doctor, you think because they got some title like CEO or whatever, they don't have time for you. They might make decent money, they might make great money, but they don't have the time that they want. And if something happens to them and they're a doctor and they can't do surgery anymore, they can't make money. So don't be afraid to talk to them. And if you don't know how, talk to these guys about how to approach them. Right? At the moment, I don't have time to talk to a lot of people, but I'll take calls for you with corporate people because they can't lie to me. They can tell you life is perfect, but when they get on the phone with me, I know what it's like to have to work that many hours. So I wanted to make sure and just give my wife some recognition. You know, she came here and did all that stuff and then learned the language, then became an architect again, and now she has to put up with me every day, which is not easy. So thank you very much, sweetheart. I love you.
Is that valuable? That's valuable, right? They can lie to you, but they can't lie to Scott. He knows, right? Everybody say thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Carolina. I like what Charity said. Our work is not finished. We're just getting started. This is the beginning. You're at the genesis of a movement, right? You're at the beginning. We're just getting started. Our work is not done, right? I want to ask you a question. Ponder this. What if, he shared a story, what if when that friend came to knocking on Chris's door and Chris would have said no thanks? Where would I be? First of all, I'd be, what is today? Saturday number 1. I would be at a restaurant, right? Working for someone else. Where would you be, right? You would be doing whatever it is that you do forever, right? We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for one person. How can one person impact so many people directly and indirectly? Isn't that powerful? Our work is not finished. We're just getting started, right? All right, so I want to move, everybody, if you can, let's just move just to the front center here. Quickly, yeah, quickly. We gotta use this daylight for something. So let's move quick.